I think we should start with some music news.
We can't hear it, but it's there. It's playing.
It's playing. And I'm gonna do a really solid fade out.
Okay.
Do you want to start with your music news?
So, I don't know what is my first music news.
KSI.
Oh yeah, KSI. So I didn't really do the music news research this week. So KSI, big YouTuber, someone's best friend. Little hint to whoever that guest is next. So yeah, KSI, he has been working very hard to break out, like to make it mainstream with his music rather than just be a YouTuber who does music. He's now just sort of trying to be a musician, an artist, and he's done bits. He's also just said that he'll dye his hair blue if he gets to number 1 this week. So that would be pretty dope.
KSI.
So
KSI's hair is just, for those of you who don't know who KSI is, that's really sad.
That's really bad.
But yeah, for those of you who don't know, KSI, I feel like he's famous for his hair.
I think he's famous for his hair, his many hairstyles. He's had some really bad ones. I mean, he went bald ski. He had the yellow noodles. Then he had the little mountain. And now he's, for like the last 3 years, he's been growing his hair out and he dyed it red.
Yeah.
And it looks cool. It used to be like banging reds, but now he's like got them braided and tied back.
Yeah.
His forehead though, man. His forehead. I mean, I can't talk because my hairline is like disappearing every day, but his forehead. His Reddit rip him apart.
Oh, bless him.
But he knows it.
I just want to defend him.
I love KSI.
I think he's awesome.
So many people on YouTube owe their careers to that guy, so he's a legend.
Yeah, they really do.
And he put out a song with a producer called Nathan Dawe. If you haven't heard of him, he did that track, I'll bring you flowers in the pouring rain. Yeah, he did that. And they released the original version with like Ella Henderson all chipmunked. I didn't realise it was her until she posted it on her Instagram.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was her on the original, but they'd like auto-tuned and chipmunked her to make her sound like dancey.
That's actually pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. And they, yesterday, as of recording this, they released an acoustic version.
Do you know what? You showed me this and I was like, damn, this is incredible.
It's really good. And the thing that I love, KSI always, not brags, but always makes the point to say that he writes his own music, and he does.
Yeah.
If you look on like songwriting credit websites, he is a songwriter. He's listed there. Yeah. Unlike other people like Jake Paul and Rice Gum, who don't write their own music and use ghostwriters, which we'll get onto later about faking stuff, music-wise. Yeah, they released an acoustic version, and it is incredible.
Yeah,
love it.
Really is.
KSI wrote a completely new verse for it as well.
I listened to it. You showed it to me. You did a review.
I did a review of it
yesterday, didn't you? That's hit quite a few already, isn't it?
It's sitting at 2.5k views, and I got like 60 subs from it. So
that's really sick. Well done.
It is good, and I've only had 2 dislikes. So win.
I mean, that was me.
That was you
on both of my profiles. So it's all good. It's all good.
And your mum.
Yeah, that was me and mum. Yeah. So don't worry about them. It's fine. Who cares? Who cares about the 2 dislikes? It's fine. Yeah. So it's been a really good time for KSI, hasn't it? Really.
He's doing bits. I mean, he got a number 2 album for his debut. His debut solo album. I was wanting it to be number 1 because he said if he'd go bald if it got to number 1.
That would have been really fun.
I mean, he copped out of it because it went to number 1 in Ireland, but he specifically said number 1 in the UK. So I was like, damn, I wanted KSI to go bald ski.
That's fair enough.
But no, he's doing bits. He's done some really cool features. Although he has, of recent, had some beef with one of the features on the album.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So KSI is due to fight Jake Paul some point next year. Obviously, he beat Logan fair and square. He beat Logan. But
so for those of you who don't know what that is all about,
YouTube boxing scene.
YouTubers box each other.
Yeah. It's pretty entertaining.
Yeah, very entertaining. I mean, and the hype is real.
The hype is mad for it. Honestly. Like, I didn't expect the KSI Logan rematch, like the part 2, to sell out, and it did.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it would, but it did, just because they longed it out so long since the first one. But KSI is due to fight Jake Paul in a few.
Which is Logan Paul's
brother. I was going to say something else, but I'll be reserved. But he's not nice. Not a nice guy. Who's recently been raided by the FBI as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Goes to show. And yeah, KSI did a track on his album called Wake Up Call with a rapper called Trippie Redd. And Trippie Redd recently was hanging out with Jake Paul, even though he's featured on a KSI track, which doesn't really look good. So KSI and Trippie Redd have been beefing and stuff, and KSI's been like, oh, I gave you your first UK number, like top 10, like, you know, madness,
beef.